There is an nth dimension, sadly known all too well to man. It is a dimension of saving face, and is as bottomless as infinity. It is the middle ground between fights and friendship, between patience and old frustrations, and it lies inside the pit between man's ears and the bottom of his stomach. This is the dimension of conflagration. It is an area which we call the Tryhard Zone.
They're made out of meat.
Meat?
Meat. They're made out of meat.
Meat.
No doubt about it. We collected several of them from different parts of the planet. Brought them on board the recon vessels. Probed them all the way through. They're completely meat.
What about the radio signals?
They use the radio signals to talk, but signals don't come from them. Signals come from machines.
Okay, so who made the machines? That's who we want to contact.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. They made the machines. Meat made the machines.
That's ridiculous. How can meat make a machine? You're asking me to believe in sentient meat?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. These creatures are the only sentient race in this sector. And they're made out of meat.
Maybe they're like the Orphalay. Carbon-based life form that goes through a meat stage?
Nope. They're born meat, and they die meat. We studied them for several of their lifespans, which didn't take too long. Have you any idea the lifespan of meat?
Spare me! Okay, maybe they're only part meat. Like the Weddellei. The meathead with an electron plasma brain inside.
Now, we thought of that too, since they do have meat heads, but it's like I told you. We probed them. They're meat all the way through.
No brain?
Well, there's a brain, all right. It's just made out of meat.
Okay, so what does the thinking?
You're not listening, are you? The brain does the thinking. The meat.
You're asking me to believe in thinking meat.
Yes, thinking meat. Conscious meat. Loving meat. Dreaming meat. The meat's the whole deal. You getting the picture?
Oh my God, so you're serious then? They're made of meat?
Yeah, finally. They are indeed. And they've been trying to get in touch with us for about 100 of their years.
So what does the meat have in mind?
First it wants to talk. And I imagine it wants to explore the galaxy, contact other sentients, and exchange information. Pretty standard stuff. The huge.
We're supposed to talk to meat.
The idea. That's what's on all the signals they keep sending out to the stars. Hello? Anyone home? Anyone out there? That kind of thing.
So they actually do talk then? They use things like words, concepts, and ideas?
Oh, yeah. Except they do it with meat.
I thought you just said they use the radio.
They do. But what do you think's on the radio? Meat sounds. You know how when you slap meat together, it makes a noise? Well, they communicate by flapping their meat at each other. They can even sing by squirting air through their meat.
Singing meat? Oh, that's altogether too much. What do you advise?
Officially or unofficially?
Both?
Officially, we are required to contact, welcome, and log in any and all sentient races or multi-beings in the quadrant without prejudice, fear, or favor. Unofficially, I say we delete the tapes and forget the whole thing.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Seems harsh, but there's a line. I mean, do we really want to meet?
Oh, I mean, I agree 100%. I mean, what's there to say? Hello, meat. Nice to meet you. But, I mean, how will this work? How many planets are we talking here?
Oh, just the one. They can travel to other planets in special meat containers, but they can't live on them. Being meat, they can only travel through sea space, so that limits them to, what, the speed of light? The odds of them ever coming into contact with us are so nil, it's honestly not worth bringing up.
So we just pretend there's nobody else home in the universe then?
That's it.
Cruel. But I mean, you said it yourself who wants to meet meat. But, well, what about the ones you probed on the ships? Will they remember any of it?
They'll be looked at as crackpots if they do. You see, we went in and smoothed out their meat, so it'll appear like we were nothing more than a dream to them.
A dream to meet. How appropriate that we should be meat's dream.
And we can mark this sector unoccupied.
Good. Agreed. Officially and unofficially. Case closed. So, anybody else? Anyone interesting on that side of the galaxy?
Oh, yeah. Rather sweet but shy hydrogen core cluster intelligence in sector G445. Was in contact 2 galactic rotations ago. Wants to be friends again.
They always come around.
And why shouldn't they? Imagine how cold the universe would be if you were out in it all alone.
Occasionally, dreams come true, albeit not exactly the way we envision them. If your dream hasn't come yet, don't worry. It merely stopped for gas and is sure to meet you in due time. For the path to a dream is, if anything, a journey, the story of which can be found on a dusty bookshelf in a reading room that sits just over the property line of the Tryhard Zone.
we promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go! And now, on with the show.
Hello, and happy Halloween. Thank you for joining us for our annual Halloween spooky story. This year is a little different. Our story tonight is presented in a kind of found footage format. First, I would like to thank everyone who assisted in the following production. Tuck with Battlebound. You can find his battle reports, painting videos, and all-around entertaining nonsense over on his channel. Shrapnel specializes in fiction content. Find all of his audio stories along with his new show, the PPC Podcast, over on his channel, Battletopia. Country Fried Minis excels in turning plain, boring plastic into pieces of art. You can find his awesome painting videos over on his channel. Finally, thank you to Little Lightning Bunny of Final Limit Break Cosplay. You can find her modeling anime, video game, and other costumes over on the Final Limit Break Facebook page. Further, she can also be found as a regular on the Animazing Collector Circle Chat podcast here on YouTube. Last and most certainly least, I am your humble host, Adam, with Dream Made Productions, and let me thank you for giving us the opportunity to entertain you. If you enjoy the story we will endeavor to bring to life for you, please see the links below to find the channels I have mentioned. Now, permit me to set the stage for our little tale of woe. The Tamar Pack was a founding member of the Lyran Alliance, and was ruled over by their Grand Dukes for hundreds of years. Until Clan Wolf's invasion all but brushed the once great fiefdom aside. After a last stand by the final Grand Duke Selvin Kassawa, Clan Wolf occupied the Pack's capital world and its capital city, Tamar City. Several years later, the Wolves are still putting down the last few resistance cells, as well as converting the population to the clan way of life. And now, ladies, gentlemen, and all honored guests, I hope you enjoy tonight's presentation.
Unknown broadcast, extreme high band, digitally encoded. Date 20 January 3056.
Execute Order 12. Begin field test, Type 1.
Journal entry, Anthony Chen. Date 10 March 3056.
This may be my last entry. Today, I was pulled off the assembly line by my supervisor and told to report to my old precinct house tomorrow morning at...
Redacted.
He then ordered me to return to my dorm and spend the remainder of my day resting. When I tried to ask why, he told me it was not wise to question the orders of the warrior caste. Without another word, he turned and left me alone on the factory floor. I have not set foot in the station house since the clanners disbanded the Tamar PD. I suppose it's a good sign they gave me instructions rather than disappear me. Either way, I hope this won't be my last entry.
Field report, Clan Wolf Military Police. 2. Star Captain Tyrant. From Inquisitor Jackson. Date 11 March 3056. Regarding meeting with subject Anthony Chen.
The meeting today with former Detective Anthony Chen went mostly as expected. He will submit to assist our efforts in resolving the issues affecting Tamar City, Eastern District 10, 12, 18 and 23. After being presented with archived evidence, Chen is of the opinion that the instances are not the work of Lyran resistance cells. Chen expressed doubts that Lyran and Draconis Combine organised crime is responsible. Although Chen discredits this theory, I have instructed additional units to investigate the Der Verstand and Yakuza Chen identified. I have also assigned Bayliss to Chen. As a former elemental, Bayliss is ideal to ensure Chen's loyalty, as well as protect him should the need arise.
Journal entry, Anthony Chen. Date 13 March 3056.
Well, that was not what I was expecting. The wolves seem to have gotten themselves into quite the situation if they are asking me, a laborer, for assistance. Although words like asking and assistance were never said in that conversation. The military police are trained to keep order and root out rebel groups, a task they have proven mostly effective at. But Clan's Wolf experience in real law enforcement is almost laughable. They have no understanding of what crime truly is. They have no concept of organized crime. The Dvorstad families, the Yakuza, the Free World's Mafia, even the Capellan Triad all have holdings within Tamar City, to say nothing of the patchwork of gangers and other troublemakers. I spent 20 years with the Tamar CPD before the Wolves moved in, and I failed their re-education. Now they run into a problem that their honor-bound culture can't fathom, let alone solve. 21 victims and climbing, spread out across East Town in no apparent pattern. The killer is no resistance member or ganger. The victims were mutilated in a way that screams some kind of ritual. No, the wolves have stumbled onto a serial killer. I can't say what kind yet. It may be some group of fanatics, or some mental case whose voice in their head keeps telling him everyone that wears the color blue is evil. I can't say yet. I will say, though wolves lack in experience and understanding, their technology is amazing. But I can only learn so much from crime scene photos, even if they are somehow interactive ones. All I can do now is read up and hope innocent people don't pay the price while I try to catch up on this race.
Free Tamar Times, 20 March 3056. Tamar City gripped by fear.
The citizens of Tamar live in constant fear, as if the brutality of Clan Wolf occupation were not enough. Now a series of grisly murders have gripped East Town in Tamar City. Panic grips the city as each day brings news of another horrific slaying. Focused on tormenting the free people of Tamar, the wolves either do not care or are unable to stop this murderer. One witness reported to the Times that the killer horrifically mutilated the corpses of his victims. In her words, quote, "Those poor people, he cut them open, displaying them almost like some kind of twisted sculpture. He painted the walls with all kinds of demonic symbols. God help us if he seeks out any more bloodletting. Unquote. Free people of Tamar, this cannot stand. Rise up against the oppressors and return Tamar to the peace and prosperity of the Commonwealth.
Incomplete crime scene inventory sheet. Date 20 March 3056.
1. Vomit pool. First officer on scene. Unrelated to crime. 2. Floor blood sample. 3. Wall blood sample. 4. Unknown internal organs recovered from north wall. 5. Image of engravement on victim's chest. 6. Hooks used to secure body to ceiling. 7. Hooks recovered from
redacted.
8. Bladed weapon, curved, possible murder weapon. 9.
Redacted.
10. Human,
redacted.
Field report. Clan Wolf Military Police. To Star Captain Tyron. From Inquisitor Jackson. Date 28 March 3056. Regarding progress report.
Acting Inquisitor Chen has made progress resolving the issues in Eastern Districts, what the locals call Tamar City East Town. However, despite our best attempts, Chen is now aware that Clan Warrior Caste are among those slain by this so-called Bloodseeker. Chen found a Neuro helmet at the scene of the last slaying. We now know the fate of Point Commander
redacted.
Known insurgents have also been identified among the dead, lending weight to Chen's theory. Chen has come to believe the subject is an individual of high intelligence, but with extreme mental defects. I see the logic in his claims. Patrols in the area have been doubled.
Pirate radio broadcast. Date 1 April 3056.
You're listening to the voice of Free Tamar. Loyal citizens of Tamar and the Commonwealth, I'm happy to report that Resistance forces won a major victory against the occupation of Clan Wolf. Tamar Guard Battlemech forces were successful in liberating the
redacted
work camp. Over 300 innocent men, women, and children are now free of the oppressor's mind control they call re-education. They're now free of their torture. We all know what they mean when they say labor caste or merchant caste. What they really mean is slave. Don't be a slave. Don't be another victim like those of the Bloodseeker killer. Don't lie down and become the wolf's slave. Remember Grand Duke Selvin Kelswa. Remember the Tamar Pact. Death to Clan Wolf.
Journal entry. Anthony Chen. Date 4 April 3056.
There is something about all this that feels familiar, almost like a half-forgotten dream. This Bloodseeker killer is evolving, or devolving, I am unsure. His first kills seemed little more than butchery, yet even with technology more advanced than anything the TCPD could ever dream, the killer left no trace. Since then, his staging has become even more elaborate. His first mutations were simple, but assured. He has been growing in complexity, even while the killings seem to be more savage. Despite the brutality, he seems patient and very aware of his surroundings. I suspect he is one of the wolves. He seems to know all the surveillance blind spots. He has now evolved on to hanging his victims in commercial and industrial buildings. Despite the apparent evidence, I suspect the actual killings are conducted elsewhere, and the bodies are moved and staged. Whoever this killer is, they have considerable forensic and technical knowledge. The wolves are not helping matters. They would never have connected the dots if their own had not gotten mixed up in all this. The more they clamped down trying to stop information, the more the people turned to rumor and resistance-laced propaganda. I'm too old to concern myself with who flies what flag anymore. But I have to stop this before I find any more young people held from ceilings or turned into macabre art pieces. I have to get some sleep. I just wish I could get that image out of my head.
Pirate radio broadcast. Date 8 April 3056.
You are listening to the voice of Free Tamar. Don't let the occupiers fool you. They're not in control and never will be. Tamar is not part of Clan Wolf. The Duchy of Tamar has stood for 700 years. Under our great duke, did you fear to go out at night? Were serial killers stalking the streets? How do we even know this Bloodseeker killer is real? It could all just be a cover for the wolves doing what wolves do. Brutally kill. But unlike their canine namesake, these wolves kill not for food, but for the sport of it. Rise up, Tamar. Rise up and kill 'em all.
Autopsy report summary. Date 10 April 3056.
Evidence suggests the subject was still alive at the time. The chest cavity was opened and all contents that could be removed while not killing the victim was placed in the 6-pointed star configuration seen in previous cases. Internal organs from other subjects, unknown, were mixed with the victim's own to finish the star pattern. How this was accomplished without the subject succumbing to their injuries is unknown at this time. Medical bandages were placed in key locations to maximize the amount of time the subject would live, even in this state. Toxicology report shows no meaningful amount of substances in the subject's system at the time. Although the extreme blood loss could affect these results, we're going to have to stay around and wait and find out.
Unknown broadcast, extreme high band, digitally encoded. Date 16 April 3056.
Execute Order 99. Locate and terminate indicated threat. Normal means.
Journal entry, Anthony Chen. Date 16 April 3056.
The wolves may not like it, but I got my first solid lead. I've had to deal with the Combine Yakuza over the years, and even those blade fanatics don't like this kind of thing. Honor and all that. Maybe the wolves should have invaded the Dracs. They might have gotten along. Regardless, I managed to convince Tyron to allow me to meet with an old informant of mine without stringing the guy up. The wolves really need to learn how to see outside of black and white. Sometimes you let a pickpocket walk if it helps you get the kingpin. In this instance, nothing so crazy. It looks like our Bloodseeker is following some ancient religious rite, taking bodies apart and making signs meant to contain some demon or other. Even
Redacted.
couldn't be sure. What seemed random victims has a pattern following this old legend, and stand in for the different kinds of sacrifices the demon demanded. I think I read about
Field report, Clan Wolf Military Police to Star Captain Tyron from Inquisitor Jackson. Date 17 April 3056. Regarding progress report.
Star Captain, I must inform you that Elemental Bayless has been killed. After escorting Acting Inquisitor Chen to his dormitory, he was attacked by an individual we believe to be this Bloodseeker. I must now impart this information to you, Star Captain. Images of the battle were recorded. Star Captain, we now know this killer is no normal human. Despite being of slight build, the individual was able to overcome Bayliss and kill the elemental in melee. This suggests the person is heavily augmented with bioimplants. After killing Bayliss, they proceeded to break into Chen's dormitory and fire some kind of energy weapon. Surveillance footage ends with them removing Chen's body. Chen's current whereabouts and status is unknown.
Unknown recording captured by Anthony Chen's journaling device. Date unknown.
Chop. 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 Who? Where? Chop. 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 Chop.
Unknown broadcast, extreme high band, digitally encoded. Date 19 April 3056.
Execute Order 666. Detonate all.
Maintenance report. Laborer Jack Fallis, Clan Wolf, Laborcast. Date 19 April 3056. To Supervisor Marth regarding a f***ing explosion.
I told you nut jobs you can't put this much pressure into the fuel system. I don't care what your Starleague database says. Lord help me, some of these systems have been in operation for 400 years. The Tamar Arms plant is a fuel hog. It always has been, but you can't just turn up the juice like that and expect everything to hold together. You just can't. Look, I'm headed down to try and fix this mess. You can ship me off to re-education all you want, but it won't change the fact that if you drive the pressure up like that, it will blow again.
Clan Wolf Information Bulletin 587931. Date 23 April 3056. To Tamar Civilian Cast.
Clan Wolf warriors have dealt with the so-called Bloodseeker issue. The individual has been found and executed. All labor casts are expected to resume full production conditions. All citizens are to report any subversive activity to their supervisor or Clan Wolf military police.
Field report, Clan Wolf Military Police. To Star Captain Tyron from Inquisitor Jackson. Date 23 April 3056. Regarding case closed.
I believe the issue in Tamar City has been resolved. According to our analysis, Acting Inquisitor Chen has killed the so-called Bloodseeker and himself in the process. Apparently Chen was taken to sub-level
Redacted.
Evidence suggests the killer used this maintenance area in whatever madness or superstition these Innosphere Surats believe in. Chen managed to free himself and free a sole survivor. It is unclear how, but Chen appears to have detonated an explosive in the confines of the chamber, killing himself and Bloodseeker in the process. Processing has identified Bloodseeker as
Redacted.
year-old former medical student from Tamar University.
Redacted.
Appears to have failed his scientist caste test and disappeared prior to our fully securing.
Redacted.
It is unclear why he carried out these killings, but no more have been reported since the explosion on the 19th of April. The survivor was debriefed, but little was learned. She was deemed too psychologically damaged to be of further use and was euthanized on 22nd of April. I have issued an information bulletin informing the lower castes that the issue is resolved. I am redeploying assets to hunt down remaining insurgents. Epilogue.
And highly classified memo, unknown origin, to elite research team members from Weaponization Division Directorate. Date 15 September 3056. Subject Project Echelon. Phase 1. Success and advancement to weaponization.
Esteemed colleagues, We are pleased to announce the successful completion of Phase 1 in Project Echelon. The recent orchestration surrounding the enigmatic Bloodseeker has proven to be an exemplary testbed for our developments. We commend your unwavering dedication to advancing our weaponization program, for it is through your efforts Class 1 objectives shall be achieved. Project Echelon, our pursuit of cutting-edge weapon technology, delves into the depths of scientific innovation and applied experimentation. The precision in which the Bloodseeker experiment unfolded has provided invaluable insights into the manipulation of human physiology. Our benefactor provided generic memory programming technology and physiological thresholds, each crucial components for the creation of our ultimate weapon. While Tamar and Clan Wolf celebrates the illusionary demise of the Bloodseeker, we alone are privy to the calculated reality. The strings we have skillfully pulled have yielded a wealth of data, affirming the viability of our experimental endeavors. The Bloodseeker's reign of terror served as the crucible, testing the effectiveness of our creations and their impact on human subjects. Subject 132 succeeded in following genetically programmed instructions while avoiding capture until the self-destruct signal was sent. Even in the self-destruction phase, the subject was able to physically overpower a clan elemental. This exceeds all performance expectations. Exercise utmost discretion in your interactions, for the dissemination of classified information not only jeopardizes our objectives, but also poses a significant threat to security. Our Dominion thrives on secrecy, and any breach will be met with swift and severe consequences. With the successful completion of Phase 1, we confidently progress to Phase 2. The phase that marks the transition from theoretical speculation to tangible weaponry. The lessons learned from the Bloodseeker operation will be harnessed to propel us further along the path of weaponized innovation. Our ultimate objective draws nearer as we unlock the potential for untold devastation. Prepare yourselves, for the true nature of Project Echelon will soon be revealed. You, esteemed members of our elite research team, are tasked with forging the ultimate weapon, one that will reshape the galactic balance of power. The chaos that shall follow its development will serve as a testament to our unwavering dedication to achieving technological supremacy. Project Echelon sets in motion an inexorable march towards the dawn of a new era, where common, expendable civilians can be turned into unstoppable killing machines. No army can stand when at any moment any random workers can be activated into a terror killer, or en masse. May your endeavors be fueled by the pursuit of our ultimate weapon and the profits it will result in. G. Matanuka, Senior Vice President, Weaponization Division Directorate.
Hello, this is Adam with Dream Made Productions. Thank you for watching my content. It really means a lot that you have given me the chance to entertain you. If you would like to support the channel, please visit my Patreon at patreon.com/DreamMadeProductions, linked below. Also below is a link for PayPal, or links if you would like to send crypto, if that's more your thing. Please know any amount that you give will be cherished and used to upgrade equipment and improve the channel. You can also help the channel by subscribing, turning on notifications, liking, commenting, and sharing my channel with anyone you think might be interested. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you enjoy the battle reps that are to come.
Be sure to smash our like button and subscribe to our channel.
Crowdfunding is when lots of people give you small amounts of money to help your passion project come to life.